listening, Vulpix is watching. I now know because of what you just did. I will know now that you were a fake friend. Therefore, I will not be able to trust you because you are a fake friend. Instead of being a grown person and actually talking like a grown person, despise fake people. And I will discard fake people out of my life. Considering it is highly unfair to the other person of some very little, so little that honestly didn't really matter. It really did not matter because people who actually play War Thunder it has came true. For example, the I'll take the Chinese flying leopard for example. Now that's they said would be part of premium, which it is, except a great example for that aircraft was actually supposed to be a finished version of the, and I don't want to say the designation incorrectly, so I will go look at it. Yeah, the GH7A. The GH7, just say that. Originally, the DH7 was supposed to be the finished aircraft, which would actually be this one right here. This is the one that was supposed to be added as the premium, but instead they switched it over to the prototype, JH7A. So, as said, if a agent says they're gonna do something, they're gonna do it. They might lie about it, but it turns out that it happens. Just not the correct way it should have been in the first place. So I will no longer take kindly to those type of people. Because, for quite frankly, I am sick and tired of being walked on by these people who makes you think, when in reality, they don't want to be your friend. They really do not. Does it hurt? Yeah, it does fucking hurt me because I looked up to that person. But now they have destroyed that. And I will never forgive that. Something stupid and petty that could have been fixed by a simple conversation. But people can't grow up in this world, which we all know because we all have our own problems and we all learn the same thing, except we learn it differently. It may be instantly, it may not be instantly. But we know when a person shows their true colors, which they have very quickly, in fact, today. I am She totally sick and tired of being nice to people. Now thinks that they can use me, walk all over me and all that. See, people expect me to be angry when it's quite the opposite of disappointment and just why? Why bother? The fact that they think I'm so painful to speak to is actually quite fucked up, considering that I've treated them actually very kindly. It's not really my fault. I do have a bad mouth that I actually try to compress, but it is actually very hard, especially having stress stress and more stress. Just because the person is working on it doesn't mean it's going to be 100% fixed. They're still going to have a fucked up mouth. But that's just such, which, now thinking about it, that's another sign that actually people should look for. If that person doesn't give a fuck about what you say, they're not gonna give a fuck about anything you say. They're really not. The only time someone actually gives a fuck is the one who sticks around you and actually checks on you and makes sure you're doing okay mentally. Because really that's what friends are for. They're supposed to stay by your side, stick by your side, comfort you after something wrong, check on you, hang out with you when they're available. But I've actually got to hang out with that person, other than maybe a week ago when I got my, I believe, first or second F-15 is maybe the last time I've hung out with them, but it wasn't for very long because of the different time zone. And it's like, you are free at like, I want to say 3 a.m. my time. I don't know what time that would be for them because they're like an hour ahead, maybe. I don't know. I forgot. Either an hour or 3 hours ahead of me. They're free around usually around 3 a.m. my time. And they usually uh talk, but uh, I guess they don't really give a fuck about me generally, personally. I'm not really a good person to explain anything, so I don't know at this point. I thought Vulpix was a good person, which they are, but now seeing that, it's like, okay, so you can't be a grown person. You can't sit that person down and, I don't know, have a talk and maybe straighten some things out. And if you cannot, then just don't talk to them for a certain amount of time. And if it's really bad, then I understand unadding the person. But just to full on say the person is painful to talk to and instantly unadd them over something small, that's kind of fucked up actually. I I don't know what else to say other than that. Like you were you even a true fucking friend at all? Why I don't understand why I try to make friends just to get my back stabbed. This has actually been going on for a very long time. Every time I try to get friends, they turn out to be very fake, and I don't understand why. I've only had three good friends. I've only had three good friends that actually stood by my side, but they had to set to go their own ways because they had to focus on their stuff, which I understand because they had some things going on and they needed to have a break off of everything. I just don't get people. It's very fucking sad. Very, very sad. Because I'm the nicest person you ever come across, unless you fuck me over. Then it's a different story. Because, like I said before the other stream ended, because of the network quality, I will treat you nice as long as you treat me nice. If you give me disrespect, you're getting disrespect back. I don't give a fuck what you say. And a lot of people will agree with me because that's how they were raised. And that's what they go by. You disrespect them, they disrespect you back. You give them respect, they give you respect. Treat others how you want to be treated. That's what I go by. And if you can't fucking treat me with respect, then get the fuck out of my life. Or don't fucking be friends with me at all. It's just petty. It's very petty. Which for the person who asked me the question, yes, they refused to hear what else I had to say. to full blown say unpainful to talk to. I hope you get better, and then full blown unadd me. That is highly being over dramatic and insanely sensitive, which for people who are LGBTQ, I would firmly say LGBT, but I'll just throw in the Q in there because apparently they have recognition. I don't mean this towards y'all because well, actually, technically, y'all would actually know which ones I'm talking about because they're the ones who do actually make us look bad. But to be overly sensitive about that entire conversation and just to unadd me and not have to hear what else I have to say to actually get it to your attention, that's fucked up. Which person is trans, but that's truly and honestly fucked up. Wait, why am I going? Wait, never mind. Where did I even ask that question? I forgot I had a type 16. Okay, so 50-50 is that leopard could be over here or over here.